Longs in West Lafayette, Indiana last week with a 44-19 win over the Fighting Illini of Illinois. Purdue, evening its record at 1-1 in the Big Ten, will now hit the road for 3 of the next 4 games, including this Saturday when the Boilermakers take on the Iowa Hawkeyes at Kinnick Stadium. Kickoff will be at 3:30 Eastern. Good evening, everybody, from Walk-Ons in West Lafayette. It is the Ryan Walters Show. We'll talk Boilermaker football up until the top of the hour. A little bit later on in the show, we'll be joined by Yanni Karloftis, who had a huge game at linebacker for Purdue last week, as well as Tyrone Tracy Jr., who's been a touchdown maker for Purdue in the first 5 games. You can check in tonight on Facebook on the Purdue Athletics site. Let us know where you're watching from, and if you have any questions for the coach, we're also on X at the Purdue football site. And when we come back, it will be the Ryan Walters Show, presented by the Rohrman Automotive Group on the Purdue Global Sports Network from Learfield.
Huge win if one of these teams can make it.
On 2nd and 8, Luke Altmaier. Look out, he's under pressure, and he lost the football. It'll be touchdown, Purdue.
Dial this one up. You're just going to see the cornerback come into your screen. Untouched, unblocked, and again, as you can see, swipes at the ball.
3rd and 7. Guard looking long, and it's caught.
All the smoke. He wants all the big-time receivers.
Time they find a spot through, and a big shoulder from Dylan Downing. Touchdown. The second penalty today, charged to Purdue. Guard, end zone, open, touchdown. Garrett Miller and Purdue. First 3rd down defense in the Big Ten. They're 6 for 6 trying to get off the field as Altmaier under duress, and he's sacked. Yanni Karloftis. Charge to Illinois. Card looking long, looking for Burks. Got it! Deion Burks makes the play.
You can see right there, I don't think he necessarily wants to run the football, but he does have that ability.
Maccabee, touchdown! On defense. Little trickery there, puts the ball in the hands of Burks, turning the corner. Touchdown!
Watch the speed. Watch how he outruns everybody on the Illini defense. They have angles on him.
2nd and 6 for Altmaier, under pressure again, and he's sacked again. 5th sack of the day for the Purdue defense.
Kevin Kane likes to utilize matchups.
Sophomore captain of this team, too, is Deion Burks. He turned that into a big play.
Trying to get it.
He wants it. And they give him the ball, and he gets in the end zone.
A huge win.
We're live at Walk-Ons in the Purdue Memorial Union, where it's always game day with a taste of Louisiana. The 2023 Purdue football season is presented by Purdue Global, Purdue's online university for working adults. Earn a degree you're proud of and employers respect. Start your comeback today at purdueglobal.edu. Ryan, we were talking off the air a few minutes ago. Saturday was a lot of fun. Great day, perfect weather, nice warm day for homecoming, big crowd, and a big victory.
Yeah, absolutely. Had a lot of fun. Really proud of the guys for the way they prepared and went about their business throughout the week. They did everything to put themselves in position to have success on Saturday. So it was nice to see them get rewarded with a win.
And you had the sense that things were kind of close. I mean, you had a couple of close losses at home, and I know it was frustrating for the fans, frustrating for your team. And, it didn't start off great on Saturday, that you gave up a field goal in the opening drive and then had to kick the ball away. But sometimes the defense has to come up with a play that turns the game, and I thought they did with that strip sack for a fumble and a touchdown. Yeah,
we just played aggressive on defense the whole day, really, and that I think would bode well for us moving forward this season is just keep getting confidence, keep staying on the attack, and hopefully that's a formula for success.
I thought it was the best consistent pass rush you've had in the game all season. You really had Illinois on the run. Their quarterback was running for his life all day, and that makes it a lot easier for the back half of the defense when that quarterback can't just sit there in the pocket and pick out guys.
Absolutely. You don't have to cover very long when a guy's getting sacked, but it does go hand in hand, right? Like their coverage down the field was also very good, which allowed guys to get there in their one-on-one pass rushes, and that's just playing complementary football, and hopefully we can continue to do that.
We'll be talking with him later in the show, but I thought Yanni Karloftis in his first start made some big plays for you, especially 2 plays in the second half. He got a sack, and then he got a stop on a 4th down that gave you the ball on the plus side of the field.
Yeah, he very proud of the way he played. You know, he plays his heart out. He practices hard. He played hard. Was very happy with his production, and I'm looking forward to him having a great and long career here.
On the offensive side, everybody's always talked about Purdue's passing prowess, and I think Hudson Card still has that ability. But all of a sudden, these last 2 games, you found your rushing attack. 189 yards against Illinois last week, 194 the week before, and you've really got that balanced running attack.
Yeah, the misnomer right now in the air raid offense is that it's just like all pass, right? Obviously Mike Leach was the creator, and that's all he wanted to do. But if you look at all of his disciples, whether it's Dana Holgerson or Lincoln Riley or Garrett Riley or Sonny Dykes, Seth Luttrell, and Graham Harrell, like they've evolved and have found creative ways to run the ball. And so I think the philosophy in the air raid is just, what are you good at? Let's get really good at it, and let's just find ways to present it in a different picture week in and week out. But let's run our concepts and allow our guys to go play fast, and that's what Graham's doing.
The great thing, too, you've got 3 running backs that all are a little bit different and bring different things to the table. We'll have Tyrone on a little bit later on in the show, but I think it's like a pitcher, like a baseball team that brings in 3 different styles of pitchers. Now the defense has to adapt to that.
Yeah, all 3 of those guys complement each other very well. They're a really tight group as well. They're each other's biggest fan, which is awesome to see. And as far as Tyrone goes, him making the move to being a running back full time is definitely paid off, and he gets more and more comfortable the more time he spends there. And I'm looking forward to what that looks like in terms of his success this season.
Jerron Tibbs made his first on-field appearance, at least on the offensive side of the ball, and he's a guy I know the athleticism really has you excited about what he can do down the road.
Yeah, his size, his frame, his confidence, and his ball skills. He can catch the ball just as good as anybody. And so I think the more he gets comfortable with the offense and the more detailed he gets with his alignments and depths of his routes and things of that nature, the more playing time he'll see, because from a physical standpoint, he's not like a freshman. And so we're looking forward to his career here at Purdue.
You've been pretty clear since day one that you're going to play the guys that give you the best chance regardless of what year in school they are. As you have now freshmen who get four games basically before they lose their red shirt, how do you mix that in? How do you balance that for the remainder of the schedule?
Well, if they can help us win games, they're going to play. Like, I'm not into the business of redshirting a guy to save a year. That doesn't make any sense to me. If you're on a team, especially if you're on scholarship, like we're paying you to do a job. You know what I mean? And so if that job is to come out and help us win a ball game in whatever role that is, then that's your responsibility to this team and this program to do so. And so we've got a lot of young guys that are physically capable of helping us win on Saturdays. And so those guys will, through practice and preparation, will be out there when they deserve to be.
It's safe to say we could still see some guys later this year that we haven't seen on the field yet this season.
Yeah, definitely.
Okay. All right, we're going to be back here in 2 minutes. It is the Ryan Walters Show, presented by the Rohrman Automotive Group on the Purdue Global Sports Network from Learfield.
One of these teams can make it.
On 2nd and 8, Luke Altmaier. Look out, he's under pressure, and he lost the football. It'll be touchdown, Purdue.
Dial this one up. You're just going to see the cornerback come into your screen. Untouched, unblocked, and again, as you can see, swipes at the ball as well. This Ryan Walters defense wanted to come in, wanted to create more turnovers.
So on 1st and 10 from the 40. Altmaier steps up, nowhere to go, and he goes down. Altmaier looking to run again, and they're all over him again. And he's on his way down again, staying on his feet, only to be buried by Paca. Who's starting the day the worst 3rd down defense in the Big Ten. They're 6 for 6 trying to get off the field as Altmaier under duress, and he's sacked. Yanni Karloftis.
Many options to go with the football for Luke Altmaier as he tries to escape the pocket. Again, a lot of loopers
over the course of a career. Fagan again. This will be close to a 1st down. 4th and 1 out of the shotgun. Fagan. Can he get in the yard? He can. Second and 6 for Altmaier, under pressure again, and he's sacked again. 5th sack of the day for the Purdue defense.
The pass rusher, here he is right here standing up over the guard. Kevin Kane, the defensive coordinator, does a great job using these two as chess pieces, right? Putting them in the best matchups they can get in so that they can win.
3rd and 11. They throw underneath to McCray, and he gets back to the...
Supporting your Boilermakers as the presenting sponsor of the Ryan Walter. Rohrman Automotive Group, boiler up and hammer down. Purdue against Iowa this Saturday at 3:30. The only home game in October will be against Ohio State a week from Saturday. That one will kick off at noon. Let's check in on Facebook tonight. Again, we're on the Purdue Athletics site if you want to let us know where you're watching from. Daniel in Hillsdale, Michigan. Michael in Crown Point, Indiana. Matt from Syracuse. Mary from Elk Rapids, Michigan. Noah has a question. What made you make the move to put the coordinators, take them from the field upstairs in the booth? Why did you do that, and what advantages did you think that gave you?
You know, a couple deals. So offensively, Graham has spent most of his time as a coordinator in the box, and so you know the fact that Hud is an older guy now, that he's got some experience within the offense, and just getting to know his demeanor and poise. Didn't feel like Graham needed to be on the sideline to help tutor him throughout the game. And so anytime you're in the box, like the field is easier to see. You can see rotations defensively better. You can make sure you're aligned properly, and then when there's a problem, you can identify it more accurately as a coordinator. So that's why we made the move for Graham to go to the box. Defensively, Kane has been in the box the last 2 years with me at Illinois, and just the conversations that we had, you know, in between series for the last 2 seasons was very beneficial in terms of the information we were gathering and the accuracy of that information. And when he was a coordinator at SMU, he was also spent time in the box, and so you know, defensively decided to move him up there. You know, nobody knows the defense or the signals as well as I do, and so it made sense for me to you know, help out in that way. And so, you know, throughout the game we were in constant communication, and as a result we played well.
There are a lot of statistics that are meaningful, some are not as meaningful, but one of the things we've seen this year with Purdue that directly correlates winning and losing is third down conversion. You were terrific in the Virginia Tech game. You were terrific on Saturday, especially offensively. You kept some drives going, but defensively you held them to 2 of 14, and both of those conversions came late in the football game.
Yeah, you know, third downs are the most critical down, right? You know, first down is the most played down, second down is the most forgotten down, and third down is the most critical down. So, you know, usually when you are good on third downs, offensively it allows you to extend drives and keep the opposing offense off the field, so that you can score points and you can keep them from scoring points and possessing the football. And then defensively, obviously, if you can get off the field, it just gains possessions for your offense and keeps points off the board. And so for us, we got to continue to harp on third downs and emphasize the importance of third downs, so that we are successful in that area.
Over the years, statistically, when you score a defensive or a special teams touchdown, your odds of winning that football game increase greatly. Again, we talked about the momentum change in that first quarter, but I think just giving your defense a little confidence to get that strip sack, get on the ball, and get the crowd back energized into the game was big.
Yeah, I thought it was huge. You know, a well-timed blitz, you know, in a backed-up situation, and I don't think they were expecting that. And Marquivas did a great job of taking practice habits into the game. Like, we have a turnover circuit every week where it's, you know, you're working on getting to the quarterback and getting the ball out instead of just going for the sack. And he played that perfectly, and we were able to jump on top of the ball in the end zone.
Yeah, I saw Malik was quoted later. He didn't do much of an end zone celebration, and he said, I was just so afraid I was going to kick the ball out of the back of the end zone. I wanted to make sure I fell on it and got the touchdown. He said it's only the second touchdown he scored in his life.
Yeah, that's not surprising. He's a big guy, so usually those big guys don't have the ball in their hand.
It's nice on a day like you had Saturday where it was in the mid-80s and the temperature was up there. It's really important to have those big guys defensively that you can roll in and out, and I thought your twos defensively were pretty solid on Saturday.
Absolutely. There was a lot of guys that were in that second group that made a ton of plays. Pac had a sack, and Mo had a chase down on a third down to get us off the field. And the list goes on. The beauty of the depth we have, in particular up front, is the play doesn't drop off when we do sub, and so it's definitely hard on the offensive line who was tired throughout the course of the series, and all of a sudden you got fresh legs and fresh intensity out there on defense. Definitely we need to use to our advantage.
If we're 5 games into the season, you almost start to take a guy like Dylan Thieneman for granted 5 games in. He had another solid game on Saturday. I think had a couple touchdown-saving tackles. Yep. And one of the reasons you play him where you play him is to prevent those big plays from happening.
Yeah, absolutely. They took a shot down the field, and he was right over the top and got his hands on it to break up the pass. He had 2 touchdown-saving tackles. Continues to be impressive for that position. That position, not that player, but that position has either tied for or led the country in interceptions the last 2 years. He's on pace to do that. And the last guy I had playing that position is starting for the Lions now, and his name is Kirby Joseph. And I know Kirby doesn't want to hear this, but Dylan Thieneman is going to be a lot better than he was, and so I'm very excited about his career here and his future at Purdue, and I'm just glad I get to be a part of his journey.
Well, speaking of guys that you were a part of their journey, you had a guy that you coached last year who had a big pick 6 last week in the NFL. You get a chance to talk to him or send him anything?
I sent him a message. Spoon is, he's doing his thing. It's not surprising. I got to see it for the last 2 years. But for him to have that kind of game on a stage like Monday Night Football, that's got to be a dream come true. I think he had like 7 tackles, 2 sacks, 2 TFLs, and a 97-yard pick 6.
That's good night.
You can't write a better story than that.
All right, we'll have more with the head coach after this. It is the Ryan Walters Show, presented by Rohrman Automotive Group on the Purdue Global Sports Network from Learfield.
Win if one of these teams can make it.
On 2nd and 8, Luke Altmaier. Look out, he's under pressure, and he lost the football. It'll be touchdown, Purdue.
Dial this one up. You're just going to see the cornerback come into your screen. Untouched, unblocked, and again, as you can see, swipes at the ball.
3rd and 7. Guard looking long, and it's caught.
All the smoke. He wants all the big-time receivers.
Time they find a spot through, and a big shoulder from Dylan Downing. Touchdown. The second penalty today, charged to Purdue. Guard, end zone, open, touchdown. Garrett Miller and Purdue. First 3rd down defense in the Big Ten. They're 6 for 6 trying to get off the field as Altmaier under duress, and he's sacked. Yanni Karloftis. Charge to Illinois. Card looking long, looking for Burks. Got it! Deion Burks makes the play.
You see right there, I don't think he necessarily wants to run the football, but he does have that ability.
Maccabee, touchdown! On defense. Little trickery there, puts the ball in the hands of Burks, turn in the corner! Touchdown!
Watch the speed. Watch how he outruns everybody on the Illini defense. They have angles on him.
2nd and 6 for Altmaier, under pressure again, and he's sacked again. 5th sack of the day for the Purdue defense.
Kevin Kane likes to utilize matchups.
Sophomore captain of this team, too, is Deion Burks. He turned that into a big play.
Trying to get it.
He wants it. And they give him the ball, and he gets in the end zone.
A huge Ryan Walters Show. We're live at Walk-Ons in the Purdue Memorial Union. Everyone needs a little playing time. Purdue Athletics would like to thank and recognize members of the Black and Gold Club who sponsor Purdue Athletics through their sponsorship. At the highest level is the Black and Gold members. They include Indiana Packers, Molson Coors, Purdue Federal Credit Union, Purdue Global, Rohrman Automotive Group, and Wabash. Each are great partners of Purdue Athletics. Again, we've got Yanni Karloftis and Tyrone Tracy Jr. coming up a little bit later in the show. Hello to John from Littlestown, Pennsylvania, and Joanne from Coeur d'Alene, Idaho. We'll get a few more here as we move along. By the way, a lot of our fans tonight are at Holloway Gymnasium right now watching the 19th ranked women's volleyball team, and they took set one against Illinois 25-11. So a good start for Dave Shondell and crew tonight. It was a great day Saturday, and it started in the morning with the dedication of the Tiller Tunnel. I know you were all tied up with other things that you had to do, but great day for the Boilermakers, and to get Arnett Tiller back in the house, I thought that was really a great cap to that afternoon of homecoming.
Yeah, absolutely. You can't think about Purdue football without thinking about Joe Tiller and the standard he set for being a successful football coach here. So I've got a lot of respect for he and his family and what they've accomplished here at this university.
The Iowa Hawkeyes are your next opponent, and the Hawkeyes are a team that coming off a win over Michigan State last week, but they lost their starting quarterback in Cade McNamara. I don't think that's going to change the style, because Kirk Ferentz basically has had the same style and the same system for 25 years. There's a reason Iowa's so good, and that's because they do what they do really, really well.
Absolutely. Iowa's been Iowa since 1999, and they haven't changed for anybody. And so it's been impressive, with the way college football has changed, how they have stayed true to who they are and had success doing so. And so, the thing you got to fight when you play against Iowa is you don't want to fall into playing their style of game because they're good at it, right? And so you gotta be who you are and play the game the way you want to play it, and try to make them adjust.
Cade McNamara out for the season with a torn ACL, but they're going to play Deacon Hill, who's a quarterback that transferred from Wisconsin. Actually was going to go to Fordham, and then they got a late offer. There was an assistant coach at Iowa, somebody on their staff that had been at Wisconsin before, and they recommended that he go there. And you're going to see him, and he's a big guy. They list him at 258. It looks like he might be a little more than that, but it'll be interesting to see how he adapts to what they want to do.
Well, that's the thing. Like they do what they do, and so they're not going to change what kind of offense they're running or what kind of plays they're calling just because of who's at the helm at quarterback. On special teams, they're going to try to win the game. On defense, they're going to try to win the game, and on offense, they're going to try to manage it and not mess it up. And so we got to fight that time of possession battle and be sound in the run game and have eye discipline on their play actions. And but yeah, he is a big guy. They say 250-something, but I've heard he's about 270.
On the defensive side, you go back years to guys like Bob Sanders. They've always had that dynamic presence in the back half. They've got a guy now, Cooper DeJean, who was a preseason All-American, took a punt back for a touchdown last week, and he's a guy that you can't let him beat you on the defensive side.
Yeah, or special teams, right? Like you just said, he took a punt back really to win the game. This season, and so we got to have eyes on where he's at, and he's a good player. Iowa always has good players.
Phil Parker does a great job for them defensively, and he's been there for quite a long time. What do they do? I mean, in general, what do they try to do to keep offenses in check?
Obviously they're big up front. They always have been. They play like quarter half and some cover three. They'll mix in some two-man on third downs, but they know exactly what they're doing. They know what the run fits are, and so in the run game there's no mistakes, and in the pass game they know every check and where their help is, and so they just make it hard for you to move the ball. You can't make a mistake because you'll get exploited, and so teams that have success against them don't beat themselves, and so they capitalize on those type of moments. So we got to be detailed in our execution on Saturday, and if we do so, then we'll have success.
All right, we're going to talk to a guy who's been on the other side of that Iowa-Purdue rivalry before. Tyrone Tracy Jr. will join us next. It is the Ryan Walters Show, presented by the Rohrman Automotive Group on the Purdue Global Sports Network from Learfield.
Just the offense, but the Purdue team had a really slow start to last week's game. They were better in the second half. As Tyrone Tracy knocked out of bounds and then tackled after the fact on 3rd and 3. Tracy able to find his spot, work on through, and he's got the first down for the Boilermakers on the field for Illinois.
Look at this sidestep right here from Tyrone Tracy. That move right there, that's an elite move right there. Then to put your foot in the ground.
Sets up 3rd and 7. Guard looking long. And It's caught.
He wants all the big-time receivers.
Time they find a spot through and a big shoulder from Dylan Downing. Touchdown.
Play out the front side. Actually, that was a counter play. And again, look how he feels it.
Can't feel too good on the way back to the sideline.
Does not.
Hudson Card. Nice throw, and it's brought down by T.J. Sheffield.
That hole right there. It's a good run by Tyrone Tracy.
Hudson Card looking for an option. Nothing there, buy some time. Card sets his feet, throws over the middle, and he turned that into a completion as Yassine came down with it. Just the second penalty today, charged to Purdue. Card, end zone, open, touchdown, Garrett Miller and Purdue.
Looking right down the middle of the field, wide open. Here he is right here. You're just going to see him take an inside release and go down the middle of the field. He gets lost in the zone and gets behind the Illinois defense. Hudson Card with a perfect pass, dropped it right in the bucket.
Charge to Illinois. Card looking long, looking for Burks. Got it! Deion Burks makes the play.
What a catch by Deion Burks. Again, a little bit of a double move. He wanted to run up on the feet. See right there, I don't think he necessarily wants to run the football, but he does have that ability.
Mockabee, touchdown!
To a run play from Devin Mockabee, getting in the end zone. When you run the same defense as the team you play.
Here's Tracy. Taking off a chunk. He'll get a first down. 4 touchdowns for Purdue today. 2 on the ground, 1 through the air, and 1 on defense. Little trickery there. Puts the ball in the hands of Burks. Turn to the corner. Touchdown.
You look at this play right here. Here is Deion Burks. He's going that way. And just watch the speed. Watch how he outruns everybody on the Illini defense. They have angles on him. He outruns the angles and gets into the end zone. Here's another look at it. Pick him up, put him down, young man.
Team, not just the offense.
Walk-On's establishment in the Purdue Memorial Union. It is the Ryan Walters Show, and we are joined by Tyrone Tracy Jr., who is a, I guess, 6th-year senior, right, from Indianapolis?
Yeah, 6th year.
Decatur Central High School.
Yes, sir.
All right. We mentioned that you've been on both sides of this. You spent the first 4 years of your career at Iowa, then decided to come here. What was it that brought you back to West Lafayette and to finish your career here?
I would say it was definitely the opportunity. Coming from Iowa to Purdue, it was definitely more opportunity here. Obviously, last year I was a receiver, and the year before that, David Bell was here, so he left. It opened up a lot of touches. So last year, I definitely thought that coming in, I had a lot of room to improve my game, but also a lot of room to show my skills. Then this year, obviously, I moved to running back. So I definitely think that the move from receiver to running back has helped me in a lot of ways.
It looks like you're a natural there. It looks like you've been playing that position for a long, long time. How were you able to adjust so easily to it?
So a lot of people don't even know this, but when I was in high school, I actually started out as running back. And I played running back my whole entire career. I've been playing it since I was 3. But once I got to college, I definitely thought that my stature, my size was more of a receiver than a running back, because when I was coming out of high school, you had guys like Ezekiel Elliott, who was 215, and I was like 185. So I'm looking at them like, man, I don't know if I could do this. But obviously I gained some weight, weightlifting, and I'm like 210 now. So I'm definitely holding some weight on my end.
And I think I wouldn't say it's surprised us, but I think the thing we've noticed the last couple of weeks, we know you have speed and shiftiness. You've run a couple of guys over here the last couple of weeks. I mean, it looks like you mean business out there when you got the football in your hands.
Yeah. Yes, sir. I definitely do. This off season, I've actually changed my diet. I've been meal prepping. I've been making sure I'm taking care of my body, and I've done a lot of stuff in the weight room with Coach Rowe. He has done an amazing job with not just me but the whole team to make sure that we see results. Coach Rowe, he has a picture from January to July, and the transformation is ridiculous. So I was excited about it. The whole team was excited about it. So it would be wrong on my part not to go out there on Saturdays and not show it.
You got to put it into use.
Yes, sir.
Called you the touchdown maker earlier. 5 games, 5 rushing touchdowns, and a kickoff return. Tell me about that kickoff return. How sure were you that you had stayed in bounds? Because from where we looked at first, it looked like you were out, but then clearly you were in and took it to the house.
Yeah. So. Well, first and foremost, I want to give a shout out to the kickoff squad. They did their thing. They blocked the guy that they were supposed to block. And honestly, it was a huge hole. So all I had to do was run straight, make a couple guys miss. And to your point, I didn't even think I was in. I just kept running. I'm like, if they think I'm out, they'll blow a whistle or something.
Proceed until apprehended.
Yeah, exactly. I'm like, they was gonna blow a whistle, but they never did. So I just kept running.
Well, they owed you one, because last year in the Big Ten championship game, it looked like you had a touchdown against Michigan. I know that probably still eats at you a little bit. They said it was a touchdown at first, and then they came back on review.
Yes, sir.
That had to hurt a little bit.
It definitely did. But the feeling will never go away. The feeling of me scoring and the fans going crazy in the Big Ten championship. Yes, I was down, but in my head, the feeling will never go away of me scoring a touchdown.
And when you tell your kids, it'll be a touchdown. When you tell your grandkids, it'll be 2 touchdowns. So that's good. Tell me about your position coach, Lamar Kennard.
He's a great dude. He's a great man. Let me say that first and foremost. Obviously, he's my coach, but me and the rest of the running backs see him as a father figure. He's there for everything. He cheers us on. He picks us up when we're down. He lifts us up. He's the one person who keeps us level-headed. We never too high, never too low. But from a running back perspective, everything that y'all see me do on the field is from him. He does a great job of implementing us with the skill set and the tools to go out there on Saturday and run with confidence. Every time during the week, he makes sure that we know what mistakes we made on Saturday, so that when we come to another game, we don't make the same mistakes. I feel like he does everything to the book. He does everything that he is supposed to do plus some. He coaches every one of us differently. Me from Dylan, from the other running backs, he coaches every one of us differently, and that's what a great coach is supposed to do.
All right, lastly, I see you walking around here, and I think I saw you walk around the team hotel or something with a microphone in your hand. What is that all about?
Yeah, so from time to time, I do the Tyrone Tracy Show. If any of y'all watching, please tune into the Tyrone Tracy Show. Purdue Sports, they posted on their Instagram. Go watch it. It is a great show. It's a great laugh. I try to spread joy and positivity. But yeah, I walk around. Today I walked around and interviewed some fans. They did a great job participating in it. This episode 4 now, so I have a couple episodes that I've done. If you guys are watching, you guys want to tune in Tyrone Tracy Show. We post. We try to keep it, every week, but from time to time, I get busy, they get busy, but yeah, tune in Tyrone Tracy Show.
Well, you've brought a lot of joy to Boilermaker fans this year. Keep that up, and let's see if that show can get to #1 on the ratings.
Yes, sir. Thank you.
All right, when we come back, it'll be Yanni Karloftis joining us here. It's the Ryan Walters Show, presented by the Rohrman Automotive Group on the Purdue Global Sports Network from Learfield.
Win if one of these teams can make it.
On 2nd and 8, Luke Altmaier. Look out, he's under pressure. He lost the football. It'll be touchdown, Purdue.
Dial this one up. You're just going to see the cornerback come into your screen. Untouched, unblocked, and again, as you can see, swipes at the ball.
3rd and 7. Guard looking long. And it's caught.
All the smoke. He wants all the big-time receivers.
Time they find a spot through, and a big shoulder from Dylan Downing. Touchdown. The second penalty today, charged to Purdue. Guard, end zone, open, touchdown. Garrett Miller and Purdue. First 3rd down defense in the Big Ten. They're 6 for 6 trying to get off the field as Altmaier under duress, and he's sacked. Yanni Karloftis. Charge to Illinois. Card looking long, looking for Burks. Got it! Deion Burks makes the play.
You can see right there, I don't think he necessarily wants to run the football, but he does have that ability.
Maccabee, touchdown! On defense. Little trickery there, puts the ball in the hands of Burks, turn to the corner! Touchdown!
Watch the speed. Watch how he outruns everybody. on the Illini defense. They have angles on them.
2nd and 6 for Altmaier, under pressure again, and he's sacked again. 5th sack of the day for the Purdue defense.
Kevin Kane likes to utilize matchups.
Sophomore captain of this team, too, is Deion Burks. He turned that into a big play.
Trying to get it.
He wants it. And they give him the ball, and he gets in the end zone.
A huge win if one of these teams.
Walter Show. We're live at Walk-Ons in the Purdue Memorial Union, where it's always game day with a taste of Louisiana. Time for the Pro Boilers feature, where we look at how former Purdue student athletes are doing in their professional sports careers. Pro Boilers is presented by Indiana Kitchen Premium Pork Products. Get to know us at indianakitchen.com. Both our Pro Boilers and Indiana Kitchen are boiler-made. We'll highlight a couple of guys, one on each side of the ball. Aiden O'Connell making his first start as a professional for the Las Vegas Raiders, 24 of 39, 238 yards, and a rushing touchdown. Unfortunately, a late interception cost the Raiders an opportunity to go overtime, but I thought a great opening game for Aiden in his first start as a professional. We'll see if he plays this week. Depends on Jimmy Garoppolo's health status. And then Derek Barnes for the Detroit Lions had 6 tackles in their win over Green Bay. Now, I was going to mention George Karlaftis, but I'm sure the guy next to me is really tired of hearing about his brother George. It's Yanni Karlaftis, who is a sophomore linebacker from West Lafayette. You got your first start on Saturday. What was it like running through that Tiller Tunnel knowing that you were going to be on the starting lineup on Saturday?
Yeah, the moment was actually quite surreal. I've been picturing of that moment for over 2 years now. So finally getting that opportunity and seeing that come to light, I felt more than ready, and I was quite excited.
You played in some big games at West Lafayette High School, played a lot of games there, but you had a full house here on Saturday. And when you made that sack and made that 4th down stop and heard those cheers, what was that feeling like? How do you describe that?
It was crazy. When I made the tackle, I didn't really think it was a sack or anything like it. I was just like, we're off the field, let's go, let's go. And I was like, did I sack him? And they're like, yeah, you sacked him. I was like, yep.
You have a new position this year. You've had several new positions. Talk about what you do right now in this defense and how it suits how you play.
Yeah, I think this defense finds a lot of ways to help me do what I'm good and gives me a lot of opportunities to play a lot of different ways. It helps me play on the line, behind the line. I get to move around in space, and I think that's something I'm really good at. So I think it's helped me a lot.
You've had injuries, and you had injuries going back to your high school year. Your senior season really was wiped away for the most part by a hamstring injury. How long did it take to get over that, and how hard was that mentally for a guy that wants to be on the field as badly as you do?
Yeah, I feel like the hardest thing probably was mentally for that. I probably heard it beginning of my senior year. I ended up playing a game, but I was quite hurt. I think it didn't help playing on that, but I got through it and I battled, and I think I wasn't okay all the way up until camp leading into my senior season.
Yeah. Talk about this new coaching staff, the style that they've brought in, the energy that they've brought in. It seems like everybody we talk to is excited about their position coach and about the head coach. What's it been like for you?
Yeah, I've been really excited. I think the staff has really tried to find who's best and how we can get better. I think the staff has been really excited to get new players and make this team better. They know we had a good season last year, but they know we can build on it, and I think it's been great.
How beneficial is it for you to be here playing in your hometown, knowing that you got a lot of family members in the stands every week that are going to be here no matter what?
Yeah, I think it's really special. I think it's really special having my family sit in first row, getting to see them cheer me, and I think I don't honestly really care about like a lot of the people that don't personally know me. I would say that I am very happy, but I love my family, and I love how they cheer me on, and it's great to play at home. It's nothing like it.
Do you have any superstitions or any traditions with your family, either at home games or away games? Is there anything that you have to do every game or every week?
Not necessarily. Sometimes I get little superstitions in my head, but I try to get rid of those, mostly because having superstitions in your head kind of takes uncertainty out of yourself, and I feel like when I have more confidence in myself and try to get rid of all those superstitions and little things I do and just focus on more of myself, I think that helps the most.
All right, I do want to have a question about George, and that is the fact that you got to go to watch him play in the Super Bowl this year, got down on the field, and I understand you got to hold the Lombardi Trophy.
Yeah.
Did you picture yourself as you're doing that thinking, this is me in 5 years and I'm wearing the shoulder pads after winning the Super Bowl?
Yeah, I didn't picture it exactly in that way, but I pictured it as in this is a special moment, and I would more than anything want to be in that exact same position, holding it as my own.
Lastly, this is an Iowa team that loves to throw the ball to the tight end. I would imagine as a linebacker you're going to get a little bit of you're going to be chasing a lot of tight ends around the field on Saturday, I'm guessing.
Yeah, sure.
Are you ready for that?
I'm ready to chase tight ends. I'm ready to get
running
after
backs,
the run.
it doesn't matter who.
Yeah, I'm excited to play those Hawkeyes.
All right, well, we're looking forward and excited to see you play. Good luck this Saturday against Iowa.
Yeah, I appreciate it.
All right, the head coach will be back with us after this. It is the Ryan Walters Show presented by the Rohrman Automotive Group on the Purdue Global Sports Network from Learfield.
One of these teams can make it.
On 2nd and 8, Luke Altmaier. Look out, he's under pressure. He lost the football. It'll be touchdown Purdue.
Dial this one up. You're just going to see the cornerback come into your screen. Untouched, unblocked, and again, as you can see, swipes at the ball as well. This Ryan Walters defense wanted to come in, wanted to create more turnovers.
So on 1st and 10 from the 40. Altmaier steps up, nowhere to go, and he goes down. Altmaier looking to run again, and they're all over him again. And he's on his way down again, stayed on his feet, only to be buried by Paca. Who's starting the day the worst 3rd down defense in the Big Ten. They're 6 for 6 trying to get off the field as Altmaier under duress, and he's sacked. Yanni Karloftis.
Many options to go with the football for Luke Altmaier as he tries to escape the pocket. Again, a lot of loopers
over the course of a career. Fagan again. This will be close to a 1st down. 4th and 1 out of the shotgun. Fagan, can he get in the yard? He can. Second and 6 for Altmaier, under pressure again, and he's sacked again. 5th sack of the day for the Purdue defense.
the pass rusher. Here he is right here standing up over the guard. Kevin Kane, the defensive coordinator, does a great job using these two as chess pieces, right? Putting them in the best matchups they can get in so that they can win.
3rd and 11. They throw underneath to McCray, and he gets back to the original line.
It's presented by Purdue Global, Purdue's online university for working adults. Earn a degree you're proud of and employers respect. Start your comeback today at purdueglobal.edu. Set 2 is underway. Purdue leading Illinois 20-16 after winning the first set 25-11, so hopefully on their way to a victory tonight. Boiler up from Tom in Charlotte, North Carolina. Peggy's in St. Louis tonight. Vicky in Englewood, California, or Englewood, Florida, I'm sorry. You got Jordan from Attica, Indiana, Sharon from Greenwood, and Neil from Fountain City. We'll try to get to everybody else before we finish tonight. I asked Yanni about his superstitions or traditions. Are you a superstitious guy?
Not superstitious. I definitely have like my game day rituals, you know. I like when I get to the stadium, I'll go get in my coaching attire, talk to the officials, and then I like to go out and just walk the field a couple times before I go back in the locker room, just to kind of get a feel for the environment. Put some headphones in, listen to some music, and get in my mode a little bit.
And any particular song every week, or what's your jam?
It changes. I'm a big Drake fan.
Okay.
I like Jay-Z. And then if I'm feeling extra aggressive that day, I'll listen to some Lil Baby.
There you go. You said talking to the officials. How much conversation is there between you and the officials as game is underway?
More so than I would like. You know, if I disagree with the call, I'll voice that opinion emphatically.
Yep.
But you know, usually if it's a clean game, I don't talk to the officials. But you know, there were some poignant calls that I disagreed with, and so we had some accountable conversations.
That is I'm sure a fine line though for any coach, whether it's basketball, football, is sometimes you do get really engrossed in talking to and getting angry at officials, and every once in a while you got to kind of dial back and remember that there's another play going on, right?
Yeah, I've got to get back coach. That's our strength coach. He's responsible for keeping me in check if I get too emotional on game days. So he's done a good job of that so far. I haven't got a penalty, so
Very good.
let's try to keep that trend going.
We saw Illinois come up with a couple of challenges on Saturday. Is there how do you decide if and when you're going to make a challenge on a play?
You know, we communicate with the box. If there's like we haven't had an instance where it's like, was it a catch or was it not a catch or was it a fumble or not a fumble? Usually we're on the side of it happening to us.
Right.
But, you know, the way we would operate, one is ask the player. Like I trust our guys, and so if, you know, say a guy caught a ball and they ruled incomplete, I'll ask him, like, did you catch it? And we've had conversations, you know, throughout the course of this year just on how important it is to just give me accurate information, not saying I caught it because I hope I caught it.
You're right.
You know, let me know if you really did, because then I'll challenge it. Then we also have guys are obviously in the box that have the TV copy being played. Sometimes that's delayed a little bit.
Yeah.
But if they get a clear picture of what happened, they'll send that down. But also the Big Ten does a good job of replaying it themselves, and so a lot of times it doesn't even get to the challenge portion of it because they've already buzzed it in.
Yeah.
And decided to review it on their own accord.
And they are communicating with you guys during the challenge, because a lot of times we'll see, you know, if there's a change of possession, we'll see the defense come back out if they know the call's going to be overturned. So they try to keep the game moving that way.
Yeah, well, the officials aren't the ones that are telling you that. It's the guys upstairs like, oh, you know, that was a fumble. So you got to get your defense ready. But you know, because the only guy that has the information is the guy that's in the booth watching it and communicating with the centrally located replay booth.
All right. Final segment of the Ryan Walters Show, presented by the Rohrman Automotive Group, is coming up on the Purdue Global Sports Network from Learfield.
If one of these teams can make it.
On 2nd and 8, Luke Altmaier. Look out, he's under pressure. He lost the football. It'll be touchdown Purdue.
Dial this one up. You're just going to see the cornerback come into your screen. Untouched, unblocked, and again, as you can see, swipes at the ball as well. This Ryan Walters defense wanted to come in, wanted to create more turnovers.
So on 1st and 10 from the 40. Altmaier steps up, nowhere to go, and he goes down. Altmaier looking to run again, and they're all over him again. And he's on his way down again, stayed on his feet, only to be buried by Paca. Who's starting the day the worst third down defense in the Big Ten. They're 6 for 6 trying to get off the field as Altmaier under duress, and he's sacked. Yanni Karloftis.
Many options to go with the football for Luke Altmaier as he tries to escape the pocket. Again, a lot of loopers
Over the course of a career. Fagan again. This will be close to a first down. 4th and 1 out of the shotgun. Fagan. Can he get in the yard? He can. Second and 6 for Altmaier. Under pressure again, and he's sacked again. 5th sack of the day for the Purdue defense.
the pass rusher. Here he is right here standing up over the guard. Kevin Kane, the defensive coordinator, does a great job using these two as chess pieces, right? Putting them in the best matchups they can get in so that they can win.
3rd and 11. They throw underneath to McCray.
Supporting your Boilermakers as the presenting sponsor of the Ryan Walter Show and proud partner of Purdue Athletics, Rohrman Automotive Group. Boiler up and hammer down. Boilermakers and the Iowa Hawkeyes on Saturday. Let's try and make sure we flip through and say hi to everybody. Tad from Terre Haute, Eric from Mishawaka, Jeff from San Francisco, and we already got Vicky, and I think Brent from 12 Mile, Dakota from Rensselaer, and Courtney from Fort Wayne. Thanks to all of you for watching. Again, we'll be back here next Wednesday night at 6:05. We don't, again, talk about specific recruits, but how hard or how difficult is it to continue to work in high school recruiting here during the middle of a Big Ten football season?
It's just part of the territory. You kind of get used to it as a college coach. It's we're in constant communication throughout the week. We get a lot of guys that have been coming to campus on game days, which has been awesome because Ross-Ade is electric every weekend. They continue to show up, continue to support, and continue to be an asset for us in the recruiting game. I can just tell you, like the last 2 years, an hour and a half down the road, we didn't want guys to come to game day because the atmosphere wasn't what it is at Ross-Ade, and so to have guys here in the recruiting footprint that a lot of Big Ten schools recruit in, and to have the environment and the fans show up and show out the way they do. People want to be a part of this, and that's why we've had success recruiting so far.
I would guess, too, as you get more and more games under your belt, when you first come in as a head coach, you can tell them promises, you can tell them what you're going to do, but now they can see your atmosphere, and they can see what you're doing offensively and defensively. It has to make that an easier sell.
Definitely, and, we've got a staff that is energetic and young and relates to the players that we're recruiting. So it definitely is advantageous for us to hit the ground running in the recruiting trail. And, if we continue to have success on the field, I think we'll continue to have success in recruiting because the environment in the school sells itself.
And I think we've mentioned this before. The portal is always going to be a part now of college football going forward, but your recruiting building blocks have to be in the high school ranks.
Absolutely. That's got to be the foundation of your team. You wanted, at least I want a program that is in the development realm. And so in order to really develop players, you got to start young, and that's been our footprint and will be our model.
Good luck this week against the Hawkeyes. Those trips back in the plane are always a lot more fun with a victory in our belts.
No question. Boiler up.
All right. Thanks to our engineer tonight, Wes Scott, and to our producer, Ethan Sargent. Video produced by the Corey Palm Trio tonight. The Boilermaker volleyball team, by the way, up 2 sets now. They beat Illinois 25-19 in the second, so congratulations there. Again, we want to thank Yanni Karloftis and Tyrone Tracy Jr. We will be back here next Wednesday night at 6:05. Our game broadcast coming up Saturday at 2:30 from Kinnick Stadium. For Ryan Walters, I'm Tip Newton. This is Boilermaker football from Learfield.